Hey everybody, it's Dak here, and welcome to our old school RuneScape Beginners Money Making Guide. This guide is going to have basically zero requirements. There are 4 methods involved, and the 4th method does have a small requirement just for a little bit of bonus. This is a beginner's guide, so if you have been playing for a while, you may have heard of all of these techniques. This is for people who want to make a pretty good amount of money per hour but don't have any really necessary levels or anything like that. What you do need to realize before you watch this guide is if you are trying to make money with all of your levels at 1, your total level is like 50 or below, or you have no money to start with, there's really no methods out there that are going to make you a few hundred K an hour or a million coins in an hour. It's just not going to happen. These methods should make you a pretty good amount of money. I have been testing them for a while, and I thought the rates were pretty good for zero requirements, so I hope you find this guide to be very helpful. One more reminder before I get started, you should realize that even though it's no requirements for what you are doing, if you have higher skill level in it, let's say you are fighting something, you don't really need to be a high combat level, but if you are, it will be much more efficient. Our first method is going to be soft clay, which only takes 1 mining, so all you're going to need is a pickaxe, and you'll be making 40 to 50k an hour. If you don't know how to get to the South Varrock mining spot, then here's a map for you. The yellow square is where your home port to Lumbridge will take you, and that green square at the top is your mining spot. Alright guys, so here I am mining the clay rock at the north end of this mining spot. I do have the clip sped up a little bit because I figure you guys don't want to just watch me mine for a few minutes. You do want to mine until you have a full inventory and then go bank. That's the most efficient way, but for the sake of the video, I only mine until I have about half an inventory, and then I head up towards the bank. So you can see where the closest bank is. It is the West Varrock Bank. And then once you have as much regular dry clay as you need, go ahead and grab some buckets and all your dry clay, and you're going to head over to the fountain in the center of Varrock. Use your bucket on the fountain, and then use your buckets of water on your clay. That'll turn them into soft clay. Then go ahead and bank and do it all over again. I would suggest collecting all of your regular clay, and then once you have as much as you think you need, then turning it into soft clay, not doing the whole thing in one trip. I just believe it's more efficient that way. I will show you guys how to sell the clay the best way. I will do that with all the items at the end of the video. There is a really good guide on the internet on how to sell it and all the prices and whatnot. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean at the end of the video. The second method is going to be collecting cowhides and leather. You can just collect the cowhides and then sell them, or you can turn them into leather, which will take a little bit more time but will increase your profits. And it is a little more annoying to sell the leather, but if you do have more patience than I do, then you should go ahead and turn the cowhides into leather. Here is a map on how to get to the cows that you're going to be killing. The yellow square is your Lumbridge home port, and the green square shows the gates of the fenced-in area that the cows are in. Alright guys, so here we are in the cow's pen, and I'm just killing a cow. I have an iron battle axe and a wooden shield. I'm only combat level 4, so it's not super easy to kill the cow, but it's not like I have to strategize or anything. If you are low combat, you probably do need to bring food, or what I do is when I kill the cow, I just pick up the raw beef and then go chop a tree nearby and just light it on fire and cook the beef. So, if you get lucky with this, you're going to have somebody near you that's killing the cows and not picking up the cowhide. You want to pick up their cowhides too. That's going to increase your profits immensely. It's crazy. So the profits that I gave you earlier is if you're killing the cows by yourself. That's generally the profits I was getting per hour. In this case, if you have other people around you that are not picking up your hides, you can double or even triple the profits. So take advantage of people and pick up their hides if they're not doing it. I personally like to just stop right there and go ahead and bank all of my cowhides in the Lumbridge Castle Bank. But if you want, you can go to Al-Kharid and you can go to the leather tanning guy. He will go ahead and tan each of your cowhides into leather for 1 coin apiece, plus the 10 coins it takes to get into Al-Kharid if you haven't done the quest. And I think it's about 100 coins. We'll see in a little bit when I go to the selling guide. About 100 coins more for leather than it is for cowhide, so it does increase your profits a lot. But like I said earlier, it can be a pain to sell leather compared to cowhides, so you are going to need some patience when it comes to selling it. Your third method for this money making guide is going to be flax picking. I know that everyone has probably heard of this, but honestly, if you're looking for a money making guide that takes 0 requirements, flax picking is your best bet. You're going to be getting 40 to 50k an hour here. Alright guys, the area that you picked the flax is south of the Sears Village. It's the blue square on this map. There are many ways to get to Sears Village. You can just walk from anywhere that you see on this map. You do have to cross White Wolf Mountain if you start in Lumbridge or Falador or any of the non-members areas. I like to go to the green square where you can buy a charter ship for 1K and it'll take you to Cathbury, which is right next to that blue square. And then the red square you're seeing is if you can use a Camelot teleport, then it'll teleport you right there and you can just walk a little bit southwest to get there. Alright guys, here's how to pick flax. If you haven't done it before, this is probably one of the easiest things to do. I was in the Sears Village Bank right there, and then I'm just walking south to the flax fields, and all you have to do is click on the flax and it'll pick it for you. People have a lot of methods like standing in the line and aligning their mouse so that whenever you pick a flax and it disappears, you'll automatically walk forward. I don't know. There's a lot of different methods on how to pick the flax, but basically just click on it. That's all you have to do. Once you get a full load, go ahead and run back to the bank all your flax, and do it all over again. Very, very simple. Alright guys, the final method in this guide is going to be making bowstrings, which this does play off the picking flax. Like I said, the final method would have a requirement. You do need 10 crafting to make bowstrings, but 10 crafting really isn't too hard to get, so hopefully that's not going to be too much of a problem. If it is, you can just stick with picking flax. It's not too much better to do this. Alright, so you're going to do the same thing that you were doing when you pick flax. Go to that field, just click on the flax until you have a full inventory. Then you're going to be going to this house that's in between the bank and the flax field, so it's not out of your way at all, and you can see me do that in the video here. And once you get there, you go upstairs, or climb the ladder, excuse me, and you can click on the spinning wheel and turn the flax into string, or bowstrings. It's pretty decent crafting XP if you are low level crafting. Like if you just got 10, you're going to get a couple levels just within a few minutes, so that's not bad. And it does increase your profit by a pretty good amount. Makes the trip take a little bit longer, but it ends up getting you a good 10, and if you really work at it, 20K an hour extra. Alright guys, so now that you have collected all of your stuff, you want to know how to sell your stuff. You can just go to the bank, like let's say the West Ark Bank, there's always a lot of people trading there, and just spam chat saying, you know, selling bowstrings or selling flax, whatever. But here's a good strategy on how to figure out some prices if you don't know, and how to even find some potential buyers very quickly. Alright, so what you're looking at here is a clip of me on Google, and I'm going to search into Google 07scape price guide. You can say RuneScape 2007 old school price guide, whatever. It's going to take you, I click on the first option, to the zybez.com. Some people call it ZBs or something. I like to call it Zybez. I've used this site for a while, but it takes you to this price guide. It'll still give you all sorts of, it's basically like the grain exchange. So you can type your item in the top there. I typed flax and I got this little chart here. It's just like checking the Grand Exchange in EOC RuneScape. It'll give you all these price ranges, and at the bottom there, the bottom half of the screen, you can see where other players will post what they're buying, how many of that item they're buying or selling, and for what price. So that's another easy way to find sellers and buyers, is they will put what world they're in, and if you see they posted it in the last like 5 minutes, you can go to that world and they could be there, and you don't even have to find anyone to buy. They're already there and you know the price. So there's a much easier way to sell your items that will make your profit. It'll expand it because it's going to take less time to find buyers. I hope you guys found all the information in this guide to be helpful. It went a little longer than I wanted it to, but I needed to give you guys all of that information, and you now have 4 methods to make some money in 2007 old school RuneScape. If you don't have any high levels, or you just want to find a way that doesn't take any requirements. So there you go guys. If you did enjoy or find this guide helpful, then go ahead and drop us a like and a comment. And if you have any questions about the guide, you can also leave those in the comments section. We will get back to you as soon as possible. Go ahead and join the cul-de-sac by clicking on that subscribe button, and follow us on Twitter @TheEdBoys. All links are in the description.